Welcome, beautiful goddesses, to Teach, Travel, Talk. I am Megan, and my mission, goal, and vision is to help guide you through the crazy journey of life and of being a human and having this human experience. Because until we realize that we are the creators of our reality, we can either make life very difficult for ourselves, or we can make our world incredible. But it's all about how we perceive our world and the world around us. So this is for you. Yes, you, the one listening, so that I can uplift and empower you to look within yourself and find that inner light, love, guidance, and intuition that will lead you to unbecome who the world told you to be and bring you back to who you were meant to be and who you were supposed to become in this life. So let's dive deep into conversations that will bring you teachable moments to implement throughout your daily life and to help reprogram the way we think. So today is going to be a little different because not only am I not feeling the greatest, so I apologize about my voice, but even mentally I've just kind of been struggling, and I honestly kept trying to figure out what I would talk about this week. And the other day I went to go walk out in nature, and halfway through, inspiration just came to me, and I felt that the biggest thing right now in my life that I'm dealing with is definitely my mental health and not going through a great period of time. And I thought that I could definitely share that with you and my process of kind of how I get myself out of, my depressed states, my anxious states, and just kind of honing myself back to being mindful. And a lot of these things are those habits that I have crafted over the years that bring me joy and that I really enjoy doing. And it's crazy that it's just as simple as getting yourself to do those things, but trust me, I get how hard it can be just to get yourself out of bed, and I definitely talk about that. So this one is definitely gonna be short and sweet. I didn't get too much content while I was walking. I am sorry, I'm a little out of breath because I've definitely packed on the pounds right now. I do go walking a lot, but this is at Point Defiance in Tacoma. It's an amazing place. If you ever come and visit here, you should definitely stop by there. It's our own little haven, a forest, and we just can go walk in the trails, and I always find my calmness, I always find my clarity, and it's a place for me to just unwind and let go of all the thoughts I have and everything that is bothering me at that moment. And it just allows me to be still and be in that present moment and enjoy the magical moments of being alive and getting to see this amazing world. So I hope that you enjoy this, and I'm sorry this is a little short one, but I definitely think it will help because, again, all of us go through these down periods, and the greatest thing about that is opening up and talking about them, because when you hold them in, it takes you a long time to get out of them. But when you start talking about these things that happen, we're human, we have emotions, we have feelings, we have triggers, and they're gonna come up, and we have to be very compassionate towards ourselves. And a lot of times I just have to sit and accept it and just be like, Megan, it's okay that we're feeling this way. It's okay that you have a down day. It's okay that you don't talk to anyone today. It's okay if you just want to watch movies. Some days we just need that. We need to kind of unwind. I know definitely for me, especially when have a lot of interaction with people, I need a day where I'm just kind of recentering myself and just being by myself. I really like to be isolated and be by myself. It definitely helps me a lot. And I think just because I'm a very empathetic person, so I definitely pick up on other people's emotions, like I've discussed before, and it's hard for me to kind of separate the two. So when I do have a lot of different personalities around me, I kind of draw on what they're going through. And so some days I just need to go to my bedroom and be like, this isn't mine. Let it go. Don't let it consume you. And I think that's definitely something we all have to work on, is not allowing our feelings and our emotions to consume our daily life. And that is a big thing, is acknowledging our feelings, acknowledging our emotions, and figuring out, first of all, why they're there, what triggered them, and accepting them and saying thank you for showing up. Now, please exit stage left, because I don't want you to control my interactions with everyone, what I'm doing on a daily basis. And a lot of us go into autopilot and we stay stuck in those emotions and in those feelings. That I do it, trust me, I do it. But as you cultivate new skills and ways to get yourself out of this, it becomes kind of second nature. I know that, I still have my down moments, but I don't nearly stay in my down moments as much as I used to, where it would be, months, maybe years, I would stay in kind of a depressed state. And now it's maybe just a few days. Maybe the longest is maybe like a week, but I really try to get myself out of them as quickly as possible, because it's not good for my body at all. It's not good for my mind. It's not good for anything that I'm doing, so I don't want to stay stuck there. I don't want to stay stuck in the past and be so depressed about it, because I can't do anything about it. All I can do is live here presently and work every day to be the best version of myself, and that is what I'm doing. So I hope you enjoy this little snippet of me walking through the forest and talking to you kind of about what's been going on in my head and how I've tried to help myself through it. So I hope you enjoy these teachable moments.
Hello, beautiful goddesses, queens, and unicorns. Today I thought I would take a walk out in nature, in the forest, to find some inspiration, because lately I have been struggling. And that's something I kind of wanted to talk about, because we all go through different emotions and have different ups and downs, and a lot of our downs, typically come with depression and anxiety, and I've definitely battled with both. And at this moment in time, it kind of feels that way, like I am depressed, and just sometimes feel quite lonely. And I realize and this just occurred to me while I was walking, is that when we go back to those places where we have such negativity, or, traumatic events that have happened, or, just so many different things we leave that imprint on this earth. And so when we go back to that place, it's all about trying to reframe that negative energy and just turning it into a positive one and never allowing it to grasp you for too long. And I think that's what happens a lot of times, is that, you know, those more negative emotions are kind of easier for us to get in the habit of doing, and we kind of just go on autopilot and just go through the motions of the day. And I feel that even for me at this moment in my life, you know, coming back and having, you know, no plan, you know, more of not a set date on when I'll be traveling again, you know, kind of, it gets to me. It definitely makes me anxious, and a little depressed, because I love traveling. I have made a lifestyle out of it, and I really enjoy it. But instead of looking at those negative aspects, I have to just be grateful for what I have, that I have a super supportive family that I can come and live with and experience. I just have to stop because, oh my goodness, the forest is magical. It's so beautiful, so majestic. Sorry, I am just really enjoying my walk and this view. And yeah, sorry, I was going up like a hill. That's why I was a little out of breath. I need to work on myself. And that's one of, you know, my biggest things that I get back into is, you know, emotionally eating and feeling whatever emotion I have at that time. And it really sucks because I definitely pick it up a lot more when I am here in the US. And I put on a lot of weight, which, you know, doesn't help me in my mental clarity when I'm not feeling the best, and not really liking what I do to my body, and not being able to kind of help myself sometimes. And, you know, sometimes that is what I do, is I kind of get into a shell. And, you know, that is another really big thing I know with a lot of people, is asking for help and opening up and telling people about what is going on, and having them, you know, hold you accountable and be there for you as a support system. And for me, it was opening up to people about, you know, like my emotional eating, and just trying to find that root cause of, you know, why I do it, and trying to have a different thought in my head about it, and treat myself better, because I know that when I get into these emotions, then instead of dealing, or, you know, when I need help, I need to ask for help, and I need to talk with someone through it. And another really big thing that I've been really learning to do, and I'm not perfect at it by any means, but I think it's super respectful, and definitely we should practice it a lot more, is asking people if they're not capable, but if they can handle, you know, talking about maybe something negative, or, you know, if if they're in the right state of mind, because, some people are also going through their own shit and sometimes can't handle it. So definitely giving people the respect, and a lot of people aren't going to say, oh, no. They'll be like, oh, thank you for asking. Definitely I can, listen and everything. But another big thing is communicating maybe what you need from that person, or saying that, or just saying, hey, I just need someone to listen. I don't want advice. Or, hey, yeah, maybe I'm open for advice or any suggestions. But it's communicating that need and want. Sometimes we just want to vent. Sometimes, I know me, I'm really good at, trying to figure out my own shit. But sometimes I just need to hear someone else kind of say it back to me to get a clearer picture, or interject sometimes. I love getting advice when I definitely can't figure out something, or when I'm just in a mood and I can't, get over it, or I stay stuck on something that I should let it go. And I think, that is the biggest thing with being present, and it's just letting everything go. It's not letting anything bother you anymore. And just allowing to life flow. And that is what I'm doing right now. And that's why I go and take a walk when my mind is like this and thoughts are racing and I'm not sure what to do. I just go out and walk. And I love it. We have an amazing place by the ocean, so it's beautiful, and it has trails. I'm blessed, so it's really nice. So there's one thing I definitely do, but it is hard. I do get, for me, sometimes even getting myself to go. Like yesterday, I was mentally not here. I don't know where I was, on some other planet apparently. And I just kind of needed a day to rest, to not really do much. And thankfully the weather was kind of crummy. I say thankfully because I definitely needed a day just to chillax. But it's hard because the weather definitely affects my mood. So when it is kind of rainy and gloomy, then I also feel that way inside, and that is why I need to be somewhere really warm that always has sunshine. So I'm blessed that today it is really nice. The sun's out. It is quite cold, but it's okay. I have 3 jackets on, so I'm all good. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, I love you, nature. I love being out here and just being with myself and like this, talking to myself. Oh, it helps me just get rid of everything, to be as still and just as peaceful as nature is. And it's wonderful. So I'm glad it turned out to be a beautiful day, and that I get to do this, because it definitely helps my mind get clear and focused. And I feel that another big thing that I do tend to do when I definitely get depressed is I stop doing the things that bring me joy and make me connected with myself, and learning to stop for a while and do those things, because they help me also through what I'm going through, and they've been tools that I have, acquired and I've been doing so good at, but sometimes I just get into down slums where, I struggle to, get myself out of bed sometimes and just wanting to sleep. And, some days that's okay. Like, if I can just push myself out of bed, make my bed, and at least shower, eat, and brush my teeth, I'm good. I made it that far. And I acknowledge that within myself because that's just going to happen. It's part of being human. There are always going to be those low points, but not, getting angry at ourselves or mad at ourselves that we are in that period, but allowing ourselves to use the tools we have crafted over many years or still finding that we love to do and just doing those things. For me especially, it's doing yoga. I love doing yoga. It not only, helps my body, but it helps my mind and being very present and focused on my breath and taking deep breaths and, focusing on my body and not on anything else. And, things like reading a book. I love reading books. It's definitely one of my happy places. So I've definitely been reading more when, I'm like, oh my God, I've just been on my phone for so long. I just put it down and pick up a book because I know when I start doing the things I enjoy doing, it starts making me happy and it starts bringing, my attention back to the here and the now and just living in that moment and living, each day and being the best possible version of yourself each day and overcoming these things and obstacles in life. Another thing I really, really, enjoy doing, which I stopped doing a lot, and I really need to get back into doing this every single day. It should be a thing I do right before I go to bed. And that is writing about my day and just processing, what has happened, what did I do, what was I feeling, so that I can not only remember, but it helps me to recognize maybe patterns, and just makes me more aware of things that normally you wouldn't be aware of all the time. And I really appreciate that. I started journaling about 4 or 5 years ago, and I've definitely talked about this in one other podcast, but what it started as was just a food journal. I really wanted to keep track of my food, but I became so lazy at that, and then it just kind of came in as my to-do list, things I needed to get done. And then it slowly, just over time kept evolving and transforming into different things. And then it was, who I hung out with, what I did, started being more into how I was feeling that day. And I just started seeing so many, as I went back and kept reading, and I just noticed a lot about myself. I noticed patterns I'd have with guys where I would just instantly be like, oh my God, I really, really like them. And then maybe a month later, like, oh, I'm not talking to them. And it was crazy. And, that was a big part. And, sometimes I do feel like I do that a lot more when I come back here to the States than when I'm, just out in the world being myself and being with myself and just enjoying my own company. But when I'm here, sometimes I start looking for things that I don't even want. And I realize that, these are patterns I've created when I feel certain ways, and sometimes I let those emotions just take me over, and it's not healthy, and it's not good that I do that. And it's all about recognizing those things, and again, not being upset with yourself like, oh, I did it again, oh, how dare I feel this way, oh, how dare I get to this place. But saying, hey, it's okay, we've been there before, but guess what, we know how to get ourselves out because we have crafted tools and we've been doing this for so long. And little by little, it just gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter until, you kind of reach that place where, again, it just becomes everyday habit and you don't even think about it because you do it so much. And it's always getting yourself back to that place, doing the things you enjoy the most.
So let's all find some time to, again, do those things that we enjoy and bringing us back to the here and the now and being mindful. And I know that it can definitely be a struggle. Trust me, I get it. It wasn't an overnight thing for me, and I think that is something we struggle with, is we kind of want instant results. We want it to happen now. And my mindfulness journey has been over, 10 years now that I started this, and I'm still working on it every single day, and I will be working on it until the day that I depart this world. And it's never going to go away. And I think that is what we need to get into our mind, that, hey, this is an everyday learning experience. And I'm never going to, have all the answers sometimes. And that is definitely okay. And sometimes we have to reach out and ask for help and ask for, those, advice, or for all those different things that we need. Because sometimes even me, as much as I love doing a lot of things by myself, I can't. Sometimes I definitely need someone else to help me and guide me sometimes. And it's, again, not looking at that as a weakness, but actually as a strength. I believe that people asking for help is the biggest strength that we could have. I think it shows so much strength to be so vulnerable and open up and share those deepest, darkest things that are going on in our mind to people. So please don't see that as a weakness. If any teachable moments, please let that be it. We have to learn how to switch our mindset from thinking these negative things to thinking positive about certain situations. And a lot of times that is what I do. If I'm in a shitty situation, I say, let me find the glimmer of joy in this, or happiness, or even just the reason why it's happening. And again, as you work on yourself and work on becoming more connected with yourself, it will open up this whole other realm of possibilities. And it's amazing when you get there. And I hope that all of you can use these tools to guide you there, and to know that your journey is your journey and no one else's, and only you can help yourself out of these. And whether that is asking for help from other people, you are the only person that can do that, because someone can't look at you and just know that something's wrong. People can't read your minds. Unfortunately, that would be, actually, I don't know if I actually would want that gift of reading minds, but we can't. And sometimes we think that people can read our minds, and we just have to realize that no one can, and we have to communicate our feelings and what is going on inside of our minds if we really truly want to get out of these states and do something different and just get help. Even if you need my help, I'm here. Please message me. I love talking to people about this. I never want you to feel alone or like you don't have anyone, because you do. And you are part of this tribe, and I don't ever want you to feel anything less, because you are deserving, you are loved, and you are a beautiful unicorn that was meant to dance on this earth. So that is it. I really hope that you found some teachable moments in here, and I can't wait to talk to you next week and have, I hope my mind is more creative and figures out what I'm going to definitely say next time. And I'm definitely getting out of that state, so this week is going to be an awesome rest of my week, and I hope it is an amazing, magical week for all of you all over the world, whoever is listening, whatever time of day it is, whatever country you are in, whatever you are doing. I hope that it is magical, and I hope that you have a magical rest of your week. And until next time, I can't wait. Namaste, my beautiful tribe.